Adab, Namaskar. Hope you are keeping safe and keeping sane. We are at the location for another story, another beginning, and probably another greenhouse. We are dwelling deep into agriculture this time, a different kind of it, dwelling further into soilless or hydroponic farming. A combination of CV and hydro is what we are going to explore today, and 20 years of dedicated, relentless service into creating a world of educators, next generations and people who really thrive and will contribute to India's base of agriculture and contribution to 16% GDP with this. The place believes in creating and making real farmers, and they have a special logo, and the meaning in the discovery and the rediscovery and the man behind all of this and the special world that he has created is what we're going to witness in a short while. Come on in.
I have a own business. I have a industry that manufactures barrels, but my primary interest was in farming and horticulture. So I did farming for quite some time, but it was not successful. I saw CV sir online. I got his number. So then I did his online course, couple of courses. I was very interested, and I thought this was the best way to start.
Actually, we have different varieties of courses available here, like 7 days, 30 days, 45 days and 90 days. But I opted 90 days because in agriculture every day is a learning. So I don't think so 90 days is sufficient for learning horticulture. So I have taken 90 days course, and it's been like 11 days I have learned many things about the plants, how to seed a plant, how to I have seen seeds germinating. I did transplanting the germinated samplings to the grow bags.
Many people ask me, why would you do soil-less agriculture when there's so much of soil all around the planet? You must understand that over a century and more, the soils have been depleted, over hundreds and hundreds of crops being grown, and different kinds of crops different types of practices that have destroyed the soil to a large extent. You see, for example, today in my childhood, if I was to put my hand into soil and just pick it up, I would get so many earthworms. Today there are no earthworms because they are all dead due to heavy use of pesticides and too much of use of fertilizer. So what we do is we substitute soil with a soil-less media. So in soil-less media, for example, we use different kinds of media which are inert. Inert, when I say, they don't have any nutrition of their own, they don't have any microbiological contamination, and they also have the power to give anchorage to the plant, because soils, what does the soil do? Soil holds nutrition, soil holds water, and soil gives strength for the plant to stay straight. Oh well, this story goes back 20 years when I first migrated to Australia after I completed my innings in the Indian Navy, and I started a small consulting firm to help businesses between India and Australia and the Middle East. So I just sent out a few mails, call them spam mails if you like, and that's the only way I could have introduced myself. So one of the companies that needed some help called me up and said, can you come and see us? So I said yes. So I went to this place, and I was surprised to see there were 2 greenhouses growing. One was growing capsicum and the other was growing tomatoes. And the funny thing was, they were not growing in soil. So I asked them, what is this product? So they said, hey, this is coco peat, and this comes from your country and Sri Lanka. I said, well, I never saw anyone growing this in my country. So then I realized this company was basically importers of cocoa peat of very high quality, and they were suppliers to the Australian market, and they were the biggest importers. So when I saw the plants growing in, and they were so amazingly beautiful, I said, what a way to grow plants, and that also without soil. I said, wow, this is just amazing. I just fell in love with it. So I started my project in India for the first time by christening it as the Pet Burrow project. That means fill your stomach, and that's how I started. I came to Bangalore, and I was looking for a space to do my training programs, and there was this little school called the Sandra Ricketts Public School in Bangalore, in a place called Hennur, and I went and met the principal. And the principal, I made a deal with the principal. I said, I'm going to teach your students and teachers how to do this, how to use this technology. And I built a small 400 square feet garden for them. And the school was from primary to about 8th standard. And the children, there were 20 children in this little orphanage. And I saw them, I saw the diet that they had was really, really poor. And the children looked quite emaciated. So one of the things that we say in simplified hydroponics or simplified soilless agriculture is that in a 100 square feet area, that's a 10 feet by 10 feet, if you were to grow assorted vegetables like leafy vegetables, one or two vine crops like tomato, cucumber, capsicum, and then some root crops like ginger, turmeric, on an average from 100 square feet, you should be able to get at least 1 kilogram of vegetable every single day. Now 1 kg of vegetable is just enough for a small family if you come to think about it. And so over 6 months, every day when the harvest used to happen, they had a harvest book in which they used to write down the amount of harvest done. And you won't believe it, from 400 square feet, over 6 months, they got 4.3 kilograms average per day. And the children started eating healthy food. I could actually see the difference in the health of these children in 6 months. So that was my first project that I started in India. Some of our products for nutrition value testing, and they beat every parameter which is mentioned in the National Institute of Nutrition Standards. There are 13 parameters they normally check for, and we beat every single parameter by at least 1.5 to 2 times. That means the nutritive value of our produce was so beautiful. Because in this technology, we actually mother the plants. That means we empower the plant. So it's a very interesting science, and the beauty about it is this is not just for commercial farming as such only. It can be done even in a small way, wherever there is a balcony or even a window sill where there's some light and some decent quality of water. You can grow something at home and enjoy the benefits of it. Especially now after COVID, everybody's realized that the importance of immunity. So lots of people come and ask, sir, how do we grow this, how do we grow that, because we heard this is good for immunity. So this technology here in my training institute, we have this institute where you are right now, is a institute where we make real farmers. That means authentic farmers, and nobody here is allowed to use a single chemical pesticide at all. And their job is much harder, because when you don't use chemical pesticide, you need to be more observant, you need to be diligent, you got to watch out for pest and disease, and we use a lot of biological controls, physical controls, and all kinds of controls that do not affect human health. So the thing is, the job of my students here is much harder, and if you don't use pesticides, then this is intensive horticulture at best. This is what we call as a nutrient station. This is this area where the irrigation or the fertigation water, what we call, we add nutrients to the water in our way of growing. So we have different recipes for different plants at different stages of growth, and what we do is we mix the nutrients in these tanks, and then we have different tanks here. One is the bloom nutrient, one is the grow nutrient, and one is the root nutrient. So you can see they are all labeled here. And the last tank, what you see here, is reverse osmosis water, and we need to always give water which is very clean, and the water should not have any microbiological contamination. So we ensure that we give very clean water to our babies. I mean, babies here are plants.
I'm here for a 90-day course on hydroponic soilless farming basically. So I've been here for a week, 10 days now, and so now we're actually setting up a sticky trap. This is basically to trap your, you have a lot of insects coming in. So you want to have this trap at least 1 feet above the leaf, because the insects come very close to the top part of the leaf, and so it's easier to catch them.
Many of my students, I'm proud to say, are already working after the course is over, after a 90-day course. They're working in the industry. Some have gone on to set up their own projects, and they're doing so well. And my mission in my life in this field, it's not about a business or making money that's not the most important thing. For me, in my lifetime, if I can create at least 400 or 500 wonderful, authentic farmers, then my job would have been done. So the slogan out here that I use is, it's outside my gate, and it says, creating authentic farmers, and below that it says, Ragado, Ragado, Sabko Ragado. Means it's like a military camp, or a military academy, where the day one you start doing physical training, parade and things like that. Of course, I don't make them do that here. They do it in many other ways. And I teach them recording, how to keep log books, how to go back and see what you did with the crop, what problems you faced, how did you address those problems, what observations did you make. I have trained more than 11,800 students in short courses in this country since the year 2008. And I still have many of my students whom I taught way back in 2008, 2009, who still are in touch with me, and they still are not into commercial farming, but they grow something at home, and their families are happy that they learned this little technique. To be honest with you, I have a very large family. My family is more than 11,800 people and counting. So it's been a very nice journey for me, to be honest. It's had its ups and downs like in any other business. But to be honest with you, I wake up every day in the morning like a startup. So I tell people I am the longest startup in the world because every day I start up.
We hope you watched the story and are carrying back a lot of stuff that we also are. There's a very, very popular saying of seek what you grow, and one of the important lessons that we are taking back from here by covering the story and listening to the world of CV Hydro and CV himself is the fact that you got to be growing something. In the time of 2020, where the world is looking to reimagine, reshape and come up with a lot of focus on well-being, mental health, self-love and self-care, this little world and CV is leaving us with smiles, enthralling ideas to be continuing to grow and invest in hydroponic, and just the fact that it's wonderful to be seeing and creating a little world of babies through plants. Any closing thoughts before we let you go?
Yeah, I'm glad that you thought that this is a wonderful thing to cover and understand my story. And yes, all of you must grow something at home, because this is so amazing. Growing plants at home and looking after plants, being with plants, is obviously being a part of nature, and it cools you down, it brings down your blood pressure, it makes you relaxed, and it's such a beautiful thing. Just to passing in the last sentence, I would like to say I was a very short-tempered person 20 years ago, but my babies made me forget my short temper. Today I really don't know how to get angry, because the plants taught me something, that I need to have patience with them. I can't shout at them, and I love them so much. That's all I have to say. And
it is very blissful. Like CV described himself, we are going to be dropping in the address of CV as a farmer, as a teacher, as somebody who could tell you stories, help you take this up and nurture your own little world, and how to take up courses as well. Thank you for staying with the story. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep continuing with your passion of green. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.